Form am I controversial on? I am very on the podcast, which is what we're going to be talking on. I am not controversial. I'm very benign.
Look at your camera.
What about it?
It's so controversial right now.
It's controversial.
It's askew.
It's gosh, what is that called? There's a term for that. There's a term for when the camera is at an angle.
Janky.
No, there's like a term. It's like the Milton angle or something. I can't remember what it is, but there's a term for that.
After the old-time comedian Milton Berle.
Who knows? Clearly not me, since I don't know.
So, what are we talking about?
We're gonna jump on here as soon as I can get the high definition audio recording. Here we go. Okay. Been listening to your music.
Oh yeah,
thank you.
Yes,
thanks.
it's wonderful.
It's wonderful.
I do appreciate the album.
How about you clarify for the listeners and the audience what you've been listening to?
Well,
the title of the album, which tracks you like.
Yeah, yeah. I believe the album is Never Home. Is that right?
That is correct.
Yeah. So, and the
all the ways, the games we play because we're never home.
Yes. Now, I specifically want to single in on one track. Yeah, and I want to I want to break this down. I want to do a forensic analysis of this track. Okay.
Because we killed it, right? That's what you mean.
It was incredible. It was
we murdered it.
It started out with an intro from you, and then
so you can tell our voices apart.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can tell the difference now.
Yeah, how can I not tell the difference? You have very different voices. So
anybody who calls us and has us answer the phone, we beg to differ.
Well, me and my brother have very, very similar voices. So I'll be more impressed if you guys can listen to an old The Podcast Wiretap Wednesday, and you can tell my voice from my brother's.
Why does this guy sound like he's talking to himself?
Exactly.
The whole time?
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like I'm just talking like this, and then I talk like this, and then I talk like this, and then I disagree with myself. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Because me and my brother do not agree on anything.
Schizophrenic.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, we're really different people. Okay. We're wildly different. So yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, back.
It's about your song. It's about a love story about you, right? It's about a real
Which one?
Hashtag Love's Way.
He got the title correct. He got the hashtag and everything.
Why would I not have the title correct? Why would I not have the title correct?
I can tell sometimes my brother gets upset because I sometimes just call it Love Sway. It's like it's hashtag Love Sway.
Yeah.
Hashtag. You know,
it's the official title.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's actually it's a story about a lot of things. But yeah.
Okay.
Like I mean, it's definitely
what do we say at the beginning?
There's definitely personal stuff inside of it.
It says SNRG is some never really get, and some never really get the reality of love versus romance.
The reality of romance.
Oh.
The promise of love.
The promise of love versus the reality
of romance.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh man, we just exploded some minds.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. I mean, and that's why it made such an impact on me. Yeah. Also, I could tell it was very personal from you. I wanted to ask you about also, can I play the song on the podcast?
Sure.
Okay.
You have our permission.
Excellent. So
permission granted.
Thank you so much. I will include your song on the podcast. We had I really loved the spoken word part at the end.
Oh yeah.
Because it definitely takes a whole, right turn from this thing that's there's different types of music. There's the type of music people like to escape to because it's very specific, and then there's types of music that helps people define themselves in it because it's anthemic. It's an anthem. And you guys are really good at making anthems, making stuff that defines a feeling. And you never got too specific, even in your freestyle. So I wanted to talk to you about that. Was that a freestyle, or was that something you had written there?
Which one?
Right at the very end. Yeah, where was that recorded?
It was actually recorded in the streets of Makati.
Oh wow!
City.
Okay.
Philippines.
Nice.
And
Metro Manila.
Yeah, just a little fun fact. That was all one take, one capture, no edit. Those street sounds that you hear, the honking of the horns and the street, the crowd bustling. That's all real time
Nice.
stuff that was
Okay.
captured. So that was really special.
Um,
Like the timing of the beat too, like the honking was pretty phenomenal.
Right.
In the playback. So that was not an after effect. That was all live on the spot recorded.
Well, I mean, nothing really is a freestyle as far as what I'm concerned. Because I mean, these are a lot of thoughts that have developed over time.
It's been churning in his mind.
I'm very inside of my brain a lot. So.
I feel that.
I guess I mean technically it can be considered it because it's like free verse, but it's not necessarily freestyle. It's more.
But the way he
It's like
delivered
the
it though,
thoughts,
because I
yeah.
was there recording and witnessing it, I was like, wow, this is different. And one thing I like about my brother's spoken word is that every time he delivers it on stage or like we did in the middle of the streets of Makati, it's always a different experience. And I think that's what we strive for.
Yeah, I think the
when
live
we
experience is
do
what we're really
when we write
going
our
for.
songs and
Yeah.
when we record our songs. I'm curious though, man, like all the stuff that you were saying, like which category does love #LoveSway fall under
Well, it's
for you?
personally, it took me to a few different places, and obviously it reminds you of, early love, the love that doesn't work out, the love you got a lot of hopes for. You try to make your fantasies about their fantasies. You try to like squish your lives together, and it just doesn't squish.
Yeah,
It doesn't quite match up.
Squishing is harder.
Right.
I'm gonna go out
Anticipated.
on a limb and say that this song struck a nerve.
Yes.
with
Well, it also reminded me of a certain period of time in my
Okay.
life,
That's cool.
the early 2000s, for a couple reasons. Not just that was a time where I was a little tumultuous in relationships. There was an on again, off again one that was just no good for me. And so we're friends now, but at the time we kept trying. It just didn't work out.
Yeah.
So we're better as
Hence
friends.
The reality
Yeah.
of romance, man. Yeah.
And I just realized that applies to a few different people. So so yeah, no.
So it is anthemic. You're right.
Right.
Right on.
And then I noticed too the influences and the piano work in the background, the sort of the deepness of the rapping and the sort of the lightness of the singing reminded me of Linkin Park.
They're a huge influence on me. For
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that. So you've been into Linkin Park for
Yeah, since we're like babies, pretty much.
babies. Oh wow. So
Like I mean,
Babies in the game.
just babies in the game. But for like we just listening like when I was like with grade school, like listening to like Linkin Park, they were super sick, and they were pretty much what I needed at the time.
Right.
I guess that's what I also want. I strive to be for people who want to be inside music as well. It's like
That voice.
it's kind of be it's definitely something to relate to, but also like understand that there are other people experiencing as well.
right. So do you have any like how did the death of Chester Bennington affect you this year?
Oh yeah, I mean it definitely is. I mean it's weird to think about that kind of stuff because you look at all this stuff and I remember when I heard about it, I was like, is that real? Especially because knowing all the songs that he made before, and all the songs pretty much they have a darkness to them,
Mm-hmm.
and it really is like, how did we not see this happening? How did we not see this coming? Like how did we not see this coming? Because just like Crawling or even My December, like it's like all these different songs. It's like the ongoing theme is that he's definitely got something inside of him that like, I mean, it's not sitting well.
From what we know now is that he was battling addiction.
Yeah.
Right? Various parts of his life, and obviously depression, all those different things that.
I think I think that's part of being the artist as well. It really is like you are here and you are pretty much looked at, and you're very empathetic to what's going on around you.
Yeah.
And that's why I think we are able to kind of capture these thoughts or capture these ideas and kind of formulate them into something that is kind of like something you can listen to or something you can like
Something
feel.
you can relate to.
Yeah.
Because like one of my favorite bands like of all time is Brand New. It's like one of their lyrics is like I'm not your friend, I'm not your family, I'm just a man who knows how to feel, you know. And the fact that he's able to feel is like because apparently they that line came from some fans saw them like behind stage one time and saw them watching like a baseball game, and they were like cheering, but these fans were expecting them to be like super like emotional, like, you know, depressed and all that
Sad
stuff.
all the time.
But then so the fans actually kind of like felt alienated because they didn't these people weren't what they were thinking.
Right.
Where you guys aren't sad, you know,
24/7.
wallowing in your own heartbreak or whatever.
Yeah.
So these fans, I guess they got upset, and then I think one of the lines that came out was like, I'm not your friend, I'm just a man who knows how to feel.
Right.
You know, like, which is
As
true.
he's saying this,
but
the sky is crying. It's raining right
because
now.
because I think
Very
especially
dramatic.
that's why I think Love Sway. So that's why it really means a lot to me that you even, you know, singled out Love Sway, because Love Sway itself is really like one of like my favorite pieces that I've done, because it really is something I did feel, and I did go through it. It actually helped me kind of get through it, because here I am inside of these thoughts, and like the fact that it was able to kind of come together into this piece.
Yeah, and that's a hell of a comparison, man. We appreciate that. We're honored that you thought.
Yeah, no, but for
that
sure,
it
like,
was
you know,
a
the
song
death
that
of
caliber.
Yeah, absolutely.
like his death, man, it definitely affected us, because, you know, you listen to it now, it's like, man, these. I mean, I definitely didn't. I mean, I didn't listen to Linkin Park as heavy as I used to, you know, in my adult years, but not. That doesn't mean that they didn't play a huge part in like my development. So
When it's
it was a hit.
it's such a it's just such a well done song. It's so well structured,
Thank you.
and it doesn't try to fit into a certain category. It kind of reminded me in the flow of it, and this is going to sound really bizarre to go from Linkin Park to this, but in the flow of it, it kind of reminded me of an old Bob Marley song.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, man!
If you've ever, and I just
us
mean
with these compliments, man.
well,
Oh, yeah, it made me feel so good.
if you ever heard "Please Don't You Rock My Boat" by Bob Marley,
Mm-hmm.
and that song starts with that line, but then it never really gets back to it. The song just sort of keeps shifting, and it's a very personal song, and it's that same sort of vibe of you take this powerful feeling, and then, you know, you live in that artist fishbowl, so you got to take this feeling, chop it up into a way that everybody can feel this feeling,
Yeah.
and then put it out there.
Right. Preparing
And
for other
and
people,
yeah, and you also need to be able to put it out there enough to where it's taking that feeling off your chest. So it's providing you some relief
Sure.
by putting it out there. It's letting other people empathize with you, and you still have to live in that artist fishbowl that you.
It's interesting you bring this up, because we just had an interview with the Philippine Inquirer, and the journalist was actually talking about that. You know, how the writing can be therapeutic for an artist, and often I do find that to be the case, especially when we're working on a project. Because right now we're working on our second album. Obviously, hashtag Love Sway came from our first album. We're approaching the 1-year anniversary of it, so it's pretty cool that it's very timely that you're asking about the song from there. We actually haven't even really put that song out yet as a single. You know, we've put out Faded, Lady and the Tramp, and all those other like Bay Area. But yeah, we definitely think that hashtag Love Sway is due for a release on its own.
But yeah,
So
man, Love Sway itself definitely. I think it definitely is. It's one of those like hidden tracks.
Right.
Kind of,
Yeah.
Like, people don't really get to.
well,
it.
it's because it is, as you mentioned, it's unorthodox in its structure.
Yeah,
Right.
it's definitely unorthodox
So-
structure. So.
But it's an epic.
No, I'm glad you felt that way, because when that song was coming together, it's one of those songs that really just kind of came together, and it's just like, wow, it's done,
Yeah.
because it really just kind of flowed out.
And where did now that I know that it was the last part was in the streets of Makati, where did it start?
Good question.
That's a good question. I mean, the basis of it was an ongoing story from here that moved to the Philippines.
So it was a relationship that started in the greater DC metro area.
I mean, I won't go as far as say that, but
Yo, man, you trying to dig deep, man? Trying to name names.
I just thought of it. I was just thinking how it's a worldwide song.
It is, because it started over here, kind of like the thoughts.
It started out as a spoken word.
Yeah, then as I was tripping around the Philippines, it was like raining season.
Performing live,
stuff,
kinda, city to city.
I remember just being in the rain and like.
Cause after the spoken word, sorry to interrupt, but after the spoken word, then he started spitting over simple drum beats, various drum patterns, and then that's kind of how, as you said, we started sprinkling these different instruments into the mix of what eventually became #LovesWay.
Nice, I like that. And what inspired making it a hashtag?
Oh, that's all that guy.
You want to talk to this marketing genius?
Yes. Let's talk to the marketing genius.
Well, really, once I was recording, obviously his when he would spit it, like from us just being in the car, just like this, put it up on the gram or on Facebook or whatever, just always putting #LovesWay. And there's a couple different ways you can look at it, right? Love's way, or the way that love sways. Like you said, it goes back and forth sometimes, like that relationship you're talking about. It goes back and forth, sways back and forth.
Or plural love's way.
And love's way. And this is the way.
That's why he had it like in the line that kind of like spreads it apart. It's like, if love had its way, that's the way love sway.
Correct. And a nice little subliminal, the way that I ended up registering it and putting it up online was #LovesWay, which is a capital L and a capital W. Because in love, in romance, you're going to take L's and you're going to have some W's. So you take the wins with the losses, losses with the wins, and that's the way love sways. That's where I am coming from in terms of the title, but it came together. What's cool about it is that, once again, it started with my brother's spoken word, and then ironically enough, when I came and did my part, which is one of the first things that you hear, the start of the track, which is LA Stone, the last one, dropping knowledge, right?
Yeah.
The promise of love versus the reality of romance.
We gotta come to terms.
Really good.
You spend the next 4 minutes coming to terms with the concept of your heart not melding necessarily with what your fantasies of a relationship should be.
Right.
Yeah, because if you do live in that dreamland, it will never be.
Right.
You'll never settle down. You'll never chill.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not chilling.
Oh man, that's harsh. That's some harsh.
My imagination gets the best of me.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for sitting
thank
down
you, man, for always
for
listening and getting the word out about
right.
SNRGmusic.com, the Super Barrio Brothers, and the Philippine Sons.
And this is the first, hopefully the first, of an anatomy, a forensic anatomy of a song. I don't even know what to call this, but
this is the first breakdown.
Yes, yeah. So this might be a thing for
That's
the
cool.
podcast.
I like it.
Yeah.
Thanks for
But you can only feature artists that kill it.
That's right.
In order for it to be a forensic.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Don't make this one suck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can't. You guys have set the standard that high for the podcast. We can't. It's this high.
Might be your last episode,
right? If nobody
first
else
and last. The
kills
first shall
it.
be last, and the last shall be first. Oh man!
All right, guys.
Gun Sully.
Yeah, this is incredible. Thank you so much, and thank you for putting your heart out there and letting us look at you.
Yeah.
In that fishbowl of.
Well, I do it. We do it all the time. Every time we perform, man, we're definitely putting our souls out there. We're definitely putting ourselves out there. So when people listen to this music, it really does help us because it doesn't. It kind of helps round out the idea.
Right.
So it's better that way.
Ah, man.
Absolutely. So appreciate you guys out there. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
And everybody who's going to listen to the song, give it a try, man. Listen to each track and break it down forensically.
Glad you like
That's
that
right.
song, though.
That's right.
Glad you like that track.
Check out the links in the description of this video or this podcast. Purchase their album on Where did I get it from?
Well, you got it from our
where do you-
Bandcamp,
where do you
so
get it
we
from
appreciate
Bandcamp?
that. He
Bandcamp.
actually was
All that.
cool about what Sully did, and I'm putting this out there because I want to show love to you guys out there, especially Sully, the podcast, and all his various YouTube,
My ventures.
his YouTube ventures. He gave a little bit extra. You can do that on the Bandcamp, you know. We have the 13 tracks from the album, but yeah, man, you can pay per track, or you can just go ahead and give a flat amount.
Yeah.
You know,
So-
and that's it.
So you
And
gotta.
thank you for everybody who even just takes a moment to listen,
Yeah.
because you can listen, you can preview it for free first before you purchase it, and yeah,
Would you
Share
find
it
that?
with a friend.
A box.
That's from some of my secret society stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. That's where the jewels come out of. It's actually better that it comes out of a box, because otherwise, they put those jewels in those little bags, and if you ever get caught with a little bag like that,
I think
cops will
drugs.
freak out. Yeah, exactly. Cops will freak out, and then I'll be like, I'm in all the fraternities. That's obviously a pin bag.
I only buy grams.
Yeah,
that
now I
come in
have
this.
to. Now I have to. Just so cops don't see that, like, what is that? All right, guys.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, get Illuminati. That's my hashtag. Get Illuminati.
he just got a new shirt, SNRG.
Yes. Getty Bunan.
Get yours.
Yes.
Get right or get left. You're on the right side.
Yeah. I'm gonna put hashtag Get Illuminati and hashtag Getty Bunan in this too. So you need to list for me all the hashtags I need to use.
It
Obviously,
looks like
Love's
you got
Way.
it under control, man.
No, you got.
Looks like
You
you're
wait
already
a minute,
going
wait,
pretty
'cause we got
wide.
Well, hashtag Love's
SNRG.
Way.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh, you were
Right.
talking about
All
on
your
our post.
hashtags. All your hashtags.
So it's hashtag SNRG, hashtag feel in the blank, feel in the blank,
Got it.
hashtag some never really get, and of course at SNRG music and at some never really get.
Now, is there is the hashtag is there like a hashtag SNRG with an underscore? Like I thought there was that. Maybe I'm
those
forgetting that one.
imposters?
Is that okay? See, that's why I need clarification. I don't want to accidentally use a clandestine
Well, somebody at the
or
last festival that we
irregular
did, somebody's
Getty
trying to look
Punan.
us up, right? She's like, "Oh my god, you guys are amazing!" And she's trying to find us on the spot, right? She opened up a Facebook and typed in SNRG, and then some girl group came up. I was
Yeah.
like, "Well, that's nice. Imitation is the highest form of flattery."
That's right. You guys gotta watch out for those.
But not if they
Watch
whack.
out for irregular Getty Puneros or SNR